Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. My name is Kat, and I'm one of the new additions to the Wisteria Witches. Like some of the other new members, I'm not from the South. I actually hail from the Midwest. I was born and raised in Chicagoland, and I am very pleased to bring a new perspective to the channel. First of all, for those of you who don't know me, my solo channel is Cat by Candlelight, and a little bit about my practice. I am a little bit more traditionally Wiccan than most. I am not necessarily a strict traditionalist, but I do have a lot of Wiccan influence, and I do belong to a group that's pretty Wiccan based, a ritual group here. Now, the some of the my favorite aspects of my practice would be things like kitchen witchery and sort of those sort of hands-on more folk magic sorts of things. um I, like I said, I was born and raised in Chicago, and so one of the things that I do want to focus on is urban paganism. It's something that has been talked about before, but I think that it's something that a lot of us can relate to in some way, shape, or form, just because a lot of us don't live in the total wilderness. We have some sense of urbanism in our lives just because it's the 21st century. And so that's something I hope to be able to touch on. Also, Chicago has a pretty extensive paranormal history. There's a book, or I think maybe even several books out on the haunted Chicago, all the different sites and stories around the area, and a lot of these very famous ones are very close to either where I live or where I work. And so possibly in the future, even field trips to some of these locations might be a possibility. There's a lot of folklore associated with those. Unfortunately, it's not always the most romanticized because of the city's history, but it is interesting, and I think the stories are really great, and I'm looking forward to sharing some of that with you all. Also, like I said, there is some nature out here. I don't live in the city proper, so I do have access to some forests, preserves, and some really great places that I'd also love to share with you guys. Um, I'm very passionate about green living and sort of, homesteading light, if that makes sense. I'm not a very hardcore homesteader at this point, but I do like a lot of the principles, and I think a lot of those sorts of things are really great to learn and are very, very connected to, I think, what a lot of us hold as values in terms of, sustainability and sort of coming away from super, super mechanized living. But anyway, a little bit about me personally. I first started studying Wicca when I was probably 13, 14, something like that. And I studied for a long time and sort of practiced a little bit. And then college happened, and I sort of left it behind to sort of find myself and do all those things people in their late teens and early 20s do, wring their hands with angst and all that. And now I'm sort of stumbled back onto the path and have been really, really actively practicing for some time now. I've, because of my, a lot of people I've noticed are extremely solitary, which is great, and I think that you get a lot of really great insights from those people, but I've got the fortune of actually having a group that I work with here. So I like to think I get the best of both worlds in a lot of ways, but the group dynamic is definitely not for everybody, but because of that, I do get a lot of, I learn a lot from some of these other people, things that I wouldn't necessarily have taken an interest in on my own. I'm learning Reiki, for instance. That's been really interesting. Um, that sort of a thing. So I'm sure there'll probably be some things like that coming up. Um, So yeah, that's pretty much me and where I stand. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I look forward to contributing here and joining some of these fantastic people in our sort of sharing of our paths and the things that we have in common and the things that we have different. And it's a really, really great community of witches, and I was very honored and very excited to be asked to join. So I love you all, and I will be talking to you again soon. Bye bye.